Alright, so we had a bit of a surprise announcement this weekend in the Premier League, and that is that Steve Cooper has been sacked as Leicester manager. After just 12 games in charge in the Premier League, he is gone from his post at the King Power Stadium. Now, like I said, this came as a bit of a surprise to me, to say the least. I really didn't see this coming at all, but having looked at the reasons behind this, having looked at the Premier League table, the form, the style of play, and all of what the fans are saying as well, it actually isn't that much of a surprise. I don't think the Foxes fans are going to be too disappointed in this one. So I'll just go over why he was sacked and also whether that was the right decision in my opinion, and as well on top of that look at who is likely to take over next, who are the bookies' favourites to take over that job. So we'll start with kind of the reasons why he was sacked. I mean, one look at the Premier League table will tell you that Leicester are just 1 point above the relegation zone. They're on 10 points, and some teams behind them, like I think it's Wolves and Ipswich, are on 9 points behind them. So it's very tight at the bottom there. They looked as though they might be a little bit clear of that, but at the time of recording this, it's looking like it's pretty much going for that bottom three at the moment. They're not going in the right direction really at all. Now, there had been some good performances under Cooper, some good results, but overall the style of play is a big one. And this is a thing that's affected both the players and the fans and the board. Now, I don't really know what they were expecting when they hired Cooper, but they were never going to get the free-flowing attacking football that Enzo Maresca was obviously employing with them in the Championship. Now, in the Championship, it's different. They were very much a big fish in a small pond. Now they are a small fish in a big pond, effectively. You know, they're really up against it, trying to battle it out for relegation. Them, Wolves, Ipswich Town, Crystal Palace, they're all kind of in that dogfight at the bottom of the league, and it's quite a tough one to say the least. And obviously you look at teams like Southampton that are trying to play the same kind of football that they did in the Championship last season, and you can look where it's got them, right to the bottom of the Premier League by some distance. So that would be my kind of critique of that. But at the same time, the fans' opinions are important. I can't find a single fan that is annoyed, a single Leicester fan that is annoyed at Cooper being sacked. They are all happy he's gone pretty much. I mean, he was never off to the greatest start because he used to manage Nottingham Forest. They're bitter East Midlands rivals from just down the road. So that was a tough one. That was going to always be really difficult to kind of get through with that. And unfortunately, he never really won the fans on side because of that. He never really won around the players either. The players were not happy having to play the style of football that Cooper does try and play, and then the board also weren't happy either. So the results aren't there, style of play isn't there, and on top of that as well, thinking very cynically, and this is something that some Leicester fans I've seen say online, so guys, don't have a go at me, right? I'm just repeating what I've seen online from your own fans, so have a go at each other if you're going to do that. But basically, and I totally agree with this, the kind of reasoning why they got Cooper is because no one else wanted the job. Because at that time, they were under investigation for PSR breaches. If they were going to get done for PSR, they were probably going to get a kind of, you know, a points penalty or something like that. So yeah, there is that. And now obviously that investigation is done. They're not going to get a points deduction because of that. So I think they'll probably be able to attract a manager who could realistically keep them up, because with a 10-point deduction, they'd be bottom of the league on like 0 points. So, you know, that wouldn't have been an attractive prospect. So there is all that. There's a lot of things going on when it comes to that. And who's going to take over? Well, the favourite at the moment is David Moyes. Now, I think he'd be an excellent appointment personally. I think he'd do a really good job with them. He's someone who can build a team up that's not particularly performing as well as it should be, with some good players. He did that at West Ham. He built Everton up to be a side in the Champions League and in Europe every now and again. And did very well with West Ham, getting them into Europe too. So I think Leicester want to be that kind of club. They want to be a club that is not massive in terms of its finances, but challenging at the top half of the Premier League and getting into Europe. I think that's the realistic aim for Leicester 2, 3, 4 years down the line. So yeah, there's a lot. I think he'd be a really good signing. On top of that, there's also Graham Potter. I think he could be a good signing, but I think he's more of a longer term kind of project kind of manager, really. I think he needs a vision rather than just survive. So I don't think he'd really come, to be honest. Van Nistelrooy is another one of the favourites. He's third favourite. Similar kind of thing, really. I think, again, he needs a project. He needs a team that's going to be kind of, you know, having ambition to be something other than a side fighting against relegation. And fighting against relegation is not something he's ever had to do before as a manager. He's managed Manchester United for a little bit recently, obviously. And on top of that, there is also when he was managing. Was it, you know what I want to say, it was Feyenoord over in the Netherlands, one of the top teams anyway, so he's got no experience of that. Mark Robbins is an outside shout as well. He was recently sacked from his post at Coventry City. He did an amazing job with them, but I don't think he's ever managed in the Premier League, so he'd be a risk. So I would say David Moyes would be the best appointment out of those lot. But Leicester fans, let us know your thoughts in the comments below as always, guys, and we'll see you very soon for some more football content on the beautiful game just like this. Like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell as well, and we'll see you very soon, guys. Have a good one.